Well, good morning, everyone. We made it again through another week. It's Friday morning, and I have one more promise for you, promise number 12, and it's found in Philippians 2:13, and I'll read a verse before it just so you kind of give some context here, but God's promise to us is that He is at work in our lives through the ever-changing desires of our hearts. When our heart's desire goes from earthly, fleshly, sinful, or worldly things to fulfilling the things that God has for us, when our desires line up with His, that's the proof that He is working in our lives, and He's even working through us. In fact, Philippians chapter number 2, verse number 13. Let's start with verse number 12. It says, "Wherefore, my beloved, as ye have always obeyed, not as in my presence only, but now much more in my absence, work out your own salvation with fear and trembling." So there's that working on it. I'm working on changing the desires of my heart from the things that I've always wanted to the things that God wants. Verse number 13, "For it is God which worketh in you both to will," there's that desire, "and to do of His good pleasure." And He promises that if you'll turn your heart to Him, if you'll put your trust and faith in Him, and you will start to do the things that please Him, He will make you more, make your desire be more for doing His things and less for doing the things that everybody else is doing, that the world has always done, the things that do not please the Lord, or the things that keep us from pleasing the Lord. There's two things at work there. We need to turn our desires towards Him, and He promises that if we'll turn our heart towards Him, He will begin to develop a desire or a will to do what pleases Him. And so I want to encourage you with that. That's a promise. God promises that if we will work on being the best that we can be as a saved individual, He will begin to work on the desires of our heart and change our desires to what He would want them to be. That's powerful. And that's a big promise. And I hope that helps you really just live out your Christian life with confidence, knowing that it's doing something. It's not a waste of time. It's actually doing a work, whether you can sense it yet or not. He is shaping your heart into something that is desiring to please Him. Enjoy a great rest of your weekend.